They could only obey. Dominant suggested, return the money. The female robber laughed, impossible. The money's gone. The bald guy threatened, Dominant, we have your phone, info's leaked. If we get caught, what will we do? Don't expect to come back. Dominant helplessly said, all right, let me go. I'm innocent. The robber outside, seeing his partner become an action hero, spun the wheel and floored it. The passengers inside were stunned, like watching a play. This guy is crazier than the robbers. The guest continued asking, what happened next? And then? Lily said, Damon vanished into the night with his backpack before Officer Law. Can I describe the murder? Lily shook her head and said, I don't know, can Sister Shu clarify? Guest changed the question, what color was that person's outfit? President Zhu pondered for a moment and responded, I think it was. Uncle Fat thought it looked more interesting in dark blue, while the driver insisted it was black. Lily was adamant it was deep purple. Sister Shu claimed it looked like purple, sort of like red. Finally, Mai declared, I'm the colorblind one here. The six gave different answers. He then asked, is the killer a local? This time, they all answered in unison, no clue. That guy had a presence that made you want to bow down, like he walked straight out of a comic book superhero. Uncle Fat said, I thought so too. Sister Shu said, we were all shaking, but that guy strutted out like he owned the place, not at all like a victim. Demon fled into a forest, whipping out his phone to check the map. Suddenly, distant barking echoed, and a few lights flickered toward him. 3 hunters saw guns and hurriedly dashed away with their dogs. The guest returned to the bus, where the coroner delivered some bad news. The coroner shook his head and left. The guest asked Lord J, was the car off where it started? Lord J pondered for a moment and replied it was in running condition. As soon as the engine roared to life, the lights came on. Clearly, all 6 were lying. At this brightness, even with winter hats on, one could differentiate clothing colors. The guest was sure that the 6 survivors were shielding the killer. He decided to send 6 back to the precinct to view suspect photos, which might jog their memories. Meanwhile, Porter Sasha started the news report about the bus robbery that occurred in the countryside, featuring an unnamed hero who bravely fought back and took down 3 robbers. Will he be charged with manslaughter? Our station will keep you updated as the police chief rushes back to the station, questioning the guest about what on earth happened. Why is there already a discussion about the unnamed hero just 2 hours after the incident? If he's a hero, then what does that make us? A bunch of clowns? The chief quickly changed the subject. The dead bald guy was the leader of the robbers. The other 2 robbers worked at the airport. They took risks to pay off their loans. The chief then asked, what about the money? The guest scoffed, all in offshore accounts. No hope. The chief slapped his forehead. 3 lives lost, unnamed hero trending. Tonight, news reporters and online influencers are going to party again. Come on, everyone. Let's check out the surveillance footage of that escape car. It's registered under some guy named Little Horse, and the escape route must have been planned ahead, perfectly avoiding all cameras. The chief handed Lord J the case. He ordered them to solve the case together, but the guest seemed hesitant. Lord J and I are breaking up. The chief ignored it. Hurry up with the case. If this hero hype continues, it won't matter if we catch the killer, the chief groused. The jury will surely vote not guilty. Time's running out for you guys. Lord J decided to take a hard line. If you don't talk, we'll detain everyone. From a legal standpoint, harboring criminals makes you an accomplice. The guest thought to himself, you guys don't need to get so worked up. An officer handed over a file showing Lily, a survivor, had a history of mischief. That girl once threw rocks at the police during a demonstration. The other 5 were goody 2-shoes. Presidents who looked at the news and remarked, we're famous now. Uncle Fat immediately fumed, snatching the remote to turn off the TV. The last thing I want is to be famous. Just then, the guest entered, and Little Ant softly asked, can we go home? The guest gently replied, I understand you. The driver immediately interrupted, understanding? What do you mean? I think you're overcomplicating it. You just went through something terrifying, so it's normal to be a bit rattled, the guest assured them, but he had to clarify. Someone just murdered 3 people on the bus. Whether this was true self-defense depends on how the judge sees it. Guest hoped everyone could cooperate. Don't shield the killer because harboring makes you an accomplice. Lily questioned Lord J, how many people have you killed in the line? Lord J responded, I'm a police officer. I shoot to protect the people. Lily promptly retorted, aren't we people too? Lord J nodded, yes, but the one with the gun was the cop. You're lying. This is a serious case, and you made a promise. If you don't tell us who the judge is, then you're dodging responsibility. You're committing crimes to cover for a criminal. Do you even realize how dangerous this is? The police said you've explained the scene. The atmosphere turned serious. On my side, you guys can't tell the good guys from the bad guys. Laura J reminisced about her youth and the mistakes she had made. There was a male coach at our school, and everyone knew he was bad news. All the students were his prey. But no one dared to report it, until one day, one of her classmates couldn't take it anymore and stabbed the coach.